Wouldn't gliding be
Shut
faster?
the fuck up, Venti. Alright, so when you're playing Genshin Impact, especially with Venti in your party, you're bound to hear this voice line at least once in your gaming session.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
The voice line is said so many goddamn times that it could honestly drive you insane. But Venti is just too valuable of a character to just throw away, especially if he's your only 5-star. But have you ever stopped and thought to yourself that, what if Venti is right? What if gliding is faster than running? Now before we get further into the video, I would appreciate it if you click that subscribe button and let me know what you think is the fastest means of transportation in the comments below. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So movement in Genshin Impact is a big thing, especially because of the fact that Genshin Impact is one of the first, if not the only anime gacha game that features an open world gameplay. You need to walk to your quest, dodge your enemy's attacks, attack your enemy, and last but not least, glide down from the top of a mountain so you don't fall to your untimely demise. Now with the introduction of characters such as Venti, movements can be enhanced. One example is Venti's E-move, which activates a wind tunnel, blowing the player up into the air, allowing them to use their wind glider from flat ground or gain yourself a few extra feet of altitude from an already tall place to give yourself that extra bit of gliding distance. But using abilities to enhance movement isn't always the best choice in every situation. For example, getting yourself to a quest which you might need those abilities to defeat something like a weekly boss. Now back to our original topic, is gliding faster than running? Like Venti would say whenever you start sprinting, wouldn't gliding be faster? Now I've been asked that question by Venti countless times during my times of playing Genshin Impact, but today, I finally decided to answer that question. Now if you've been playing Genshin Impact and have unlocked the wind glider from your first ever mission, then I assume you used it, considering Amber literally gives you a detailed walkthrough on how to use the thing. Alright, so back on topic. How am I going to compare the speed of two travel methods? Am I going to get a friend of mine and race him from one end of Mondstadt to another? No, because today I am going to do something that no one else has done before. Probably. So like I mentioned earlier, Venti's E-move allows the player to be blown into the air, giving you the option to either plunge down, dealing extra damage, or glide down with a wind glider. So with that in mind, I am going to travel around the world of Genshin Impact and to my quest areas with only Venti's E-move and a wind glider, and comparing that with the conventional sprinting. Now you might ask yourself, is that even possible? And to that, I answer yes. Venti's E-move recharges every 5 to 10 seconds, so in theory we could make that into a possible means of transportation. If we take a path that is, beneficial for gliders such as hills, cliffs, mountains, but getting there is going to be a pain, so I'm just going to stick to flatlands. Before we get started though, I'm going to set up a few rules for this test. Rule number 1, I am not allowed to move intentionally with the WASD key unless I am in combat or pointing myself in the right direction. And rule number 2, I am only allowed to use the wind glider and Venti's E-move as a means of transportation. But since you can only do daily quests once, I'm going to have to change the destination to something else, like the Cryo Resin Vine that can regen. Sounds pretty easy, right? Now with that out of the way, let's go put this to the test. So I ended up cutting to the end of the video because that just took way too long. It took an entire 8 minutes to get from Mondstadt to the Cryo Relic Vine, but I'm pretty sure you can do that a slight bit faster, a couple of minutes faster perhaps, with some better artifact, but it took me about 8 minutes. So I can safely assume that running is faster than gliding in Genshin Impact. So Venti, you're wrong, now die!